Your family, so lend me your kidney. Ever had one of those relatives that just won't stop asking for favors? I'm not talking about small stuff like borrowing a blender or helping them move. Nope, I'm talking about life-altering, cross your heart and give me your soul kind of favors. Buckle up, because my Aunt Gladys is about as entitled as they come, and she decided that I, her beloved nephew, was going to give her my kidney. Yes, you read that right, my kidney. So, a bit of background here. I'm Tim, 32, single, working a pretty standard 9-to-5 job in accounting. Life is what it is. Pretty good, relatively peaceful, until Aunt Gladys decided to stir the pot with one of her classic drama-stirring requests. Aunt Gladys, let's paint a picture here. She's the kind of woman who thinks family loyalty means you're basically her personal servant. She's pushed every boundary with everyone since, forever. When I was a kid, she was the one who'd borrow my Game Boy and then sell it at her yard sale. She borrowed my dad's car once, and he didn't see it for 3 months. I swear she runs on drama the way normal people run on coffee. Anyway, the story starts one random Tuesday night. I was halfway through a dinner of microwave lasagna when my phone buzzed. Aunt Gladys. I sighed, mentally bracing myself, and picked up. Timothy, how's my favorite nephew? Uh-oh, red flag. I knew something was coming. Hey, Aunt Gladys, what's up? Oh, not much. Just thinking of you and how much I've always done for you. You know, all the times I helped you out, like when you stayed over as a kid and I took you to, I'm sure you remember. For the record, she never took me anywhere except maybe to the grocery store when she needed an extra set of hands. I waited, because there was no way she was calling me just for a casual chat. Well, dear, I'm just going to come right out with it, she continued. You know how much I value family, right? Family is everything, so I know you'll understand and be honored that I've chosen you. Chosen me? For what? She cleared her throat. Timothy, I need your kidney. Silence. I thought she was joking. I mean, who calls someone out of the blue to ask for a kidney? But Aunt Gladys was deadly serious. You know, my doctor says I'm in bad shape. Years of, sometimes I have a few extra drinks here and there, and my poor kidneys just can't keep up. They're giving out. So I figured, you're young, you're healthy, you don't even need both of yours. Aunt Gladys, that's a lot to ask. I mean, shouldn't we maybe look at the rest of the family? Or, I don't know, the donor list? She scoffed like I just insulted her entire existence. Oh, Timothy, don't be selfish. The donor list could take years, and you know I don't have years. I could die, Timothy. Do you want your aunt to die? There it was. Classic Aunt Gladys. Leap straight to guilt. I took a deep breath, mentally mapping out my escape plan. Aunt Gladys, look, I get it, but maybe you should try, I don't know, asking Uncle Louie? Louie? That lazy sack of potatoes? He'd never give me anything. He didn't even give me the last slice of pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. Besides, he has high blood pressure. His kidneys are probably worse than mine. Okay, how about your friend? Barb? You two are close, right? Another scoff. Barb? Please. Barb already thinks I owe her money for that trip to Reno, which, by the way, I do not, because she lost all that cash herself. So she's ruled out everyone else in her life because, they're either selfish or she's burned too many bridges. But I'm somehow the lucky contestant in this twisted family lottery. Great. Look, Aunt Gladys, I said, trying to sound as diplomatic as humanly possible. I really think you should look at the donor list. I mean, it's a kidney. You don't just hand them out like Halloween candy. She let out an exaggerated sigh. Timothy, I thought you were a good nephew. I really did, but it seems you've bought into this individualistic nonsense that's ruining society. Family is about sacrifice. Would you say no to your own mother? Yes, I would, if she tried to guilt-trip me into giving her a kidney without even considering other options. There was a pause. I could almost hear her brain cells colliding as she tried to figure out a way around this. Then she pulled out her next card. Fine, Timothy. If you won't do it for me, then do it for your dear cousins. Oh boy, Her dear cousins were her cats. Yes, cats. Sparkles, Mittens, and Chairman Meow. Don't get me wrong, I love animals, but the fact that she was now trying to emotionally blackmail me with her cats was a new low. Aunt Gladys, your cats don't need my kidney. They're cats. They'll be fine. You wouldn't understand, Timothy. They love me. I'm all they have. If something happens to me, who will feed them organic tuna every day? I let out a deep sigh. Aunt Gladys, with all due respect, this is crazy. You can't just call someone and ask for a kidney like you're asking for a cup of sugar. Her voice got all dramatic, like some low-budget soap opera. So that's it then? I guess I'll just waste away alone without the one thing that could save me. I hope you can live with yourself, Timothy. And she hung up on me. The audacity. I sat there, lasagna half-eaten, just processing what had happened. But of course, Aunt Gladys wasn't done. Over the next few days, she went on a campaign. She started calling every single family member we had, telling them how I had condemned her to die because I wouldn't sacrifice for her. She even made a Facebook post with a sad black and white photo of herself lying in a hospital bed, probably taken years ago when she had a cold, with the caption, "Betrayed by my own family when I needed them the most." Now my cousins are messaging me like, "Dude, are you really refusing to help Aunt Gladys?" I had to set them straight, explaining that she'd asked for my actual kidney, not just some pocket change or a ride to the store. Then, the pièce de résistance. Aunt Gladys went to our local church, the same church that only ever sees her when they're hosting a free pancake breakfast, and she made a public announcement. Apparently, she got up during the prayer request section and asked the entire congregation to pray for her ungrateful nephew to see the light. I didn't hear this firsthand, of course, because I don't go to her church, but she recorded it and posted the video on her Facebook page. I was tagged in the comments multiple times. At this point, I'd had enough. I decided to put my accountant logic to work and crafted a very polite but pointed response. I posted, "Hi everyone, just to clarify a few things about Aunt Gladys's recent posts. Yes, I love my aunt, and yes, family is important. However, a kidney is a huge commitment. There are medical tests, health risks, and lots of factors to consider. I hope Aunt Gladys can find a donor who is fully compatible and wishes her nothing but good health. In the meantime, if anyone wants to adopt 3 adorable cats, let me know." The post blew up. Family members, friends, even random people started commenting things like, "Oh wow, that's extreme. And Gladys, maybe it's time to consider professional help." Gladys called me after that, fuming. "How dare you make me look bad in front of everyone?" I didn't hold back this time. "Aunt Gladys, you asked me for a kidney. You can't guilt trip someone into an organ donation, for crying out loud. And if you're going to try to ruin my reputation over it, you can bet I'm not going to stay silent." She spluttered a bit, then said, "Fine. But when I'm gone, and the cats are all alone in the world, don't come crying to me." And she hung up on me. Again, since then, Aunt Gladys has gone radio silent. I'm sure she's planning some next-level guilt tactic, or maybe just moved on to bugging someone else. Either way, I'm keeping both my kidneys, and as far as I'm concerned, Aunt Gladys can keep her drama. And the best part? My cousin Louie actually took her cats. Yep, cousin Louie, the guy she swore up and down would never lift a finger for her, actually offered to take in Sparkles, Mittens, and Chairman Meow. He's a bit of a softy under his gruff exterior and felt sorry for them. So Aunt Gladys reluctantly agreed and shipped them off to him. Now here's the kicker. Turns out Louie's a bit of a prankster, and he couldn't resist a little payback. He's been posting regular updates about the cats on Facebook, but they're not your typical look at my adorable pets kind of posts. Oh no, Louie has turned these cats into mini celebrities with their own dramatic tales. There's Sparkles, the former diva now learning to live among peasants, complete with a photo of her glaring at a generic brand cat food tin. Mittens is now reforming from her days as a notorious tuna addict, captioned with a photo of her looking forlornly at an empty dish. And Chairman Meow? Well, Louis decided that Chairman Mio has started a cat commune in the backyard, where he's recruiting neighborhood cats to stage a rebellion against the tyranny of the dog next door. People are eating it up. Every week, he posts updates, and he's gained quite a following. Aunt Gladys, however, is not amused. She actually called Louis and demanded he stop ruining her baby's reputations. He just laughed and told her that maybe if she'd been a little nicer, she could have kept them. But here's the real punchline. Louis went to the trouble of setting up a GoFundMe page in the cats' names. Help Sparkles, Mittens, and Chairman Meow live their best lives. And people have actually started donating. He's raised enough to set up a little cat paradise in his yard. Think mini cat houses, toys, and even a cat-sized pool. It's really just a tiny kiddie pool, but don't tell Chairman Mio that. I'd be lying if I said this whole saga didn't end up teaching me something. For one, it reinforced the age-old wisdom that you should never let Aunt Gladys know you have a vital organ to spare. But more importantly, it taught me that sometimes dealing with entitled family members doesn't have to end in frustration or endless guilt. Sometimes a bit of humor, a few well-placed Facebook posts, and a mischievous cousin are all you need for sweet, sweet revenge. So now, every once in a while, I scroll through Louis's latest updates, sip my coffee, and chuckle at how the tables turned. And every time I see a photo of Chairman Meow in his rebellion scarf, I remind myself just how much better life is when you're keeping both kidneys safely tucked away in your own body. As for Aunt Gladys, last I heard, she's still on the donor list.